Welcome back, coin collectors. Today, we're diving into the world of rare and valuable coins as we count down the top 6 most valuable United States coins that can make you a fortune. From scratch-marked dimes to rare quarters and nickels, we'll show you coins that are ordinary at first glance, but could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stay tuned, because some of these hidden treasures might already be in your pocket. Top 1. The Roosevelt Dime from the year 2000, struck with a P mint mark, found in circulated condition with very fine details and visible scratches, yet still commanding an incredible price. At first glance, the 2000 Roosevelt Dime doesn't seem special. It features the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, a design that has been in use since 1946. On the reverse side, you'll find the classic torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Millions of these dimes were produced, and most of them are only worth their face value. So what makes this particular coin so rare and valuable? The answer lies in a combination of factors that collectors are always searching for: rarity, minting anomalies, condition, and demand. This specific 2000 P mint mark dime is believed to have a unique characteristic or error that sets it apart from the rest. In the coin collecting world, even the smallest variation, such as a misstrike, die error, or unusual detail, can dramatically increase a coin's value. These tiny differences are often invisible to the untrained eye, but to experienced collectors, they are like hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Now let's talk about condition. This coin is described as being in circulated, very fine condition with visible scratches. Normally, scratches and wear would reduce a coin's value. But in rare cases like this, the uniqueness of the coin outweighs its imperfections. A very fine grade means that the coin still has clear details, although it has been used in everyday transactions. You can still see the sharpness in Roosevelt's profile, the lines in his hair, and the details on the reverse design, even though the coin has seen some wear over time. What truly drives the value of this coin to such an incredible level is the demand among collectors. Rare coins create excitement in auctions, where collectors compete to own something truly unique. When a coin like this appears, especially one with a mysterious or rare feature, it can spark bidding wars that push the price higher and higher. That's how a small dime can reach a value of $470,000, turning a common piece of pocket change into a life-changing discovery. Another important factor is authentication. Before any coin reaches such a high value, it must be carefully examined and verified by professional grading services. These experts analyze every detail, from the weight and composition to the tiniest design features, ensuring that the coin is genuine and identifying what makes it special. Once certified, the coin becomes even more desirable because buyers can trust its authenticity, and links also worth mentioning the historical and emotional connection people have with coins. Even though this dime was minted in the year 2000, it still carries the legacy of Roosevelt and decades of American history. Collectors often feel a deep connection to the stories behind their coins, which adds another layer of value beyond just money. So what should you take away from this? The next time you come across a dime, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Check the date, look for the mint mark, and pay attention to any unusual details. While the chances of finding a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars are rare, they are not impossible. Stories like this prove that valuable coins can still be hiding in everyday circulation, waiting for someone to notice them. Coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. It's about curiosity, patience, and the thrill of discovery. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting out, every coin has the potential to surprise you. The top 2. The Roosevelt Dime from 1977, featuring a large date and no mint mark, found in circulated, very fine condition with visible scratches, yet still capable of commanding an incredible price. At first glance, the 1977 Roosevelt Dime looks completely ordinary. It carries the familiar image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, a design that has remained largely unchanged for decades. On the reverse, you'll see the traditional torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Millions of these dimes were struck and released into circulation, and most of them are still only worth 10 cents today. So what could possibly make one of these coins worth such a staggering amount? The answer lies in the rare and unusual characteristics that set this specific coin apart from the rest. A 1977 dime with no mint mark is not uncommon on its own, as coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint during that time often did not carry a mint mark. However, certain rare varieties, especially those with subtle minting errors or distinctive features like an unusual large date style, can become extremely valuable. These differences might be nearly invisible to the average person, but to experienced collectors, they are incredibly important. Minting errors are one of the biggest reasons a coin like this can reach such a high value. These errors can include misaligned dies, double strikes, off-center designs, or slight variations in the lettering or numbers. Even the smallest detail, such as the thickness of the date or spacing between letters, can turn a common coin into a rare collectible. In the case of this 1977 Roosevelt Dime, it's believed that a unique combination of features and possible minting anomalies is what drives its value so high. Now let's talk about condition, because this is where things get even more interesting. This coin is described as circulated and in very fine condition with visible scratches. Normally, collectors prefer coins that are in perfect, uncirculated condition, as they show no signs of wear. However, when a coin is extremely rare, its condition becomes less important. A very fine grade still means the coin retains strong details. Roosevelt's profile remains clear, the lettering is readable, and the reverse design is still well defined, even though the coin has been used in everyday transactions. The visible scratches tell a story of the coin's journey through circulation. Each mark represents a moment in time, passing from one person to another, used in countless transactions before being recognized as something special. Instead of reducing its value significantly, these signs of wear add character and authenticity, especially when the coin itself is already rare. Another major factor behind the incredible value of this dime is collector demand. Rare coins create excitement, especially when they are discovered in unexpected conditions. When such a coin appears in an auction, it can attract serious collectors from around the world. These collectors are often willing to pay extraordinary amounts to add a unique piece to their collection. Bidding wars can quickly drive the price higher, sometimes reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars, just like in this case. Authentication is also crucial. Before a coin like this reaches such a high value, it must be carefully examined by professional grading services. Experts study every detail, confirming its authenticity and identifying what makes it unique. Once certified, the coin becomes even more desirable because buyers can trust that it is genuine and truly rare. There's also a deeper emotional and historical connection that adds to the appeal. The Roosevelt dime has been a part of American currency for generations, and it represents more than just money. It reflects history, design, and craftsmanship. Even a coin from 1977 carries decades of stories and significance, making it more meaningful to collectors. What makes this story truly exciting is the possibility that coins like this could still be out there, hidden in jars, tucked away in drawers, or even circulating in everyday change. These rare pieces can go unnoticed for years. That's why collectors always encourage people to check their coins carefully. Look at the date, examine the details, and pay attention to anything unusual. You never know what you might find. Top 3. The United States 5-cent coin from 1991, featuring a large date and a P mint mark, found in circulated, very fine condition with visible scratches, yet estimated to reach around $490,000 in today's auction market. At first glance, the 1991 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson nickel, appears completely standard. On the front, you'll see the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a design that has been used for decades. On the reverse side, Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, is proudly displayed. Millions of these coins were minted and released into circulation, making them extremely common in everyday transactions. So how does such an ordinary-looking coin become so extraordinarily valuable? The secret lies in rare variations and minting anomalies that are often overlooked by the general public. While most 1991 P mint mark nickels are only worth their face value, a small number of them may contain unique features that set them apart. These can include differences in the size or style of the date, slight misalignments during the minting process, or even rare die errors. A large date variety, for example, may appear only slightly different to the naked eye, but to collectors it can represent a completely different and highly desirable version of the coin. Minting errors are one of the biggest reasons coins like this gain massive value. During production, coins are struck using metal dies, and if something goes wrong, such as a doubled image, an off-center strike, or an unusual spacing in the design, it can create a one-of-a-kind piece. These errors are not intentional, which makes them even more fascinating. Collectors actively search for these imperfections because they make each coin unique, and uniqueness is what drives value in the coin collecting world. Now let's focus on the condition of this coin. It is described as circulated and in very fine condition, with visible scratches. Typically, collectors prefer coins that are uncirculated and in near-perfect condition. However, when a coin is extremely rare due to a unique feature or error, its condition becomes less of a limiting factor. A very fine grade still indicates that the coin has strong, clear details. Jefferson's profile remains well-defined, the inscriptions are readable, and the Monticello building on the reverse still shows clear structure, even though the coin has experienced wear from everyday use. The scratches on the coin tell a story of its journey through time. This coin may have passed through countless hands, been used in stores, dropped, carried, and exchanged over the years. Each mark is a reminder that it was once just another piece of change. And yet, hidden within those marks is a rare detail that transforms it into something incredibly valuable. Another important factor behind the high value is collector demand. Rare coins create excitement, especially when they are discovered unexpectedly. When a coin like this appears at auction, it attracts serious buyers from around the world. These collectors are often willing to pay extraordinary amounts to secure a rare piece for their collection. Competitive bidding can quickly drive the price up, sometimes reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just like this 1991 nickel, authentication plays a crucial role in this process. Before any coin reaches such a high value, it must be examined by professional grading services. These experts carefully analyze the coin's weight, composition, design details, and any unusual features. Once the coin is verified and graded, it gains credibility in the market. Buyers feel confident knowing that the coin is genuine and that its rarity has been officially recognized. There's also something deeply fascinating about the history and design of the Jefferson nickel itself. It has been a part of American currency since 1938, and it represents both artistic craftsmanship and historical significance. Even a coin from 1991 carries that legacy forward, connecting collectors to a long tradition of coinage. What makes this story truly exciting is the possibility that coins like this could still be out there, hidden in plain sight. They could be sitting in old coin jars, tucked away in drawers, or even circulating in everyday transactions. Most people would never think to examine a 5-cent coin closely, which is exactly why these rare finds continue to surprise us. This is why coin collecting is often described as a treasure hunt. It encourages curiosity and attention to detail. By simply taking a closer look at your coins, checking the date, the mint mark, and any unusual features, you could uncover something truly special. While the chances are small, they are not zero, and stories like this prove that incredible discoveries are still possible. In the end, this remarkable 1991 5-cent coin reminds us that value is not always obvious. A small, scratched nickel can hold an extraordinary secret, turning it into a life-changing piece worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most ordinary objects can carry the most extraordinary worth, just waiting for someone to recognize their true value. Top 4. The United States 5-cent coin from 1964, featuring a large date and no mint mark, found in circulated, very fine condition with visible scratches, yet still capable of reaching an extraordinary value. At first glance, the 1964 5-cent coin, commonly known as the Jefferson nickel, appears completely standard. On the obverse, you'll see the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, facing left, with clean but slightly worn details due to circulation. On the reverse side, the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, is displayed with noticeable but still sharp architectural features. Coins from 1964 were produced in massive numbers, and most of them remain extremely common today, typically worth only their face value. So what transforms this ordinary-looking coin into something so incredibly valuable? The answer lies in subtle but powerful differences that only experienced collectors tend to notice. A large date variety is one of the key factors that can separate a rare coin from a common one. The size, spacing, and style of the numbers in the date can vary slightly depending on the dies used during minting. These variations are often difficult to detect without careful comparison, but they can make a huge difference in value. In some rare cases, a unique die or production anomaly results in a coin that stands out from millions of others. Minting errors also play a major role in increasing a coin's worth. During the production process, coins are struck using dies under high pressure, and even a small misalignment or defect can create a noticeable variation. These errors might include doubling in the design, slight off-center strikes, or unusual thickness in the lettering or date. For collectors, these imperfections are not flaws, they are rare features that make the coin unique. A 1964 nickel with a rare combination of a large date and a subtle minting anomaly can quickly become one of the most sought-after pieces in the market. Now consider the condition of this coin. It is described as circulated and in very fine condition with visible scratches. Normally, collectors place the highest value on coins that are in perfect, uncirculated condition. However, when a coin is exceptionally rare, its uniqueness often outweighs its physical imperfections. A very fine grade still indicates that the coin retains strong detail. Jefferson's facial features remain clear, the inscriptions are readable, and the Monticello building still shows distinct lines and structure, even though the coin has been used in everyday transactions. The scratches on the surface tell a story of the coin's journey through time. This coin may have passed through countless hands, been exchanged in stores, carried in pockets, and handled without a second thought. Each mark represents a moment in its history, a reminder that it once functioned as ordinary currency. And yet, hidden within those signs of wear is a rare characteristic that elevates it to an entirely different level of value. Another important factor behind the incredible price is collector demand. Rare coins create excitement, especially when they appear unexpectedly in the market. When a coin like this surfaces at auction, it can attract attention from collectors around the world. These individuals are often willing to pay extraordinary amounts to own a unique piece that few others can have. Bidding wars can quickly escalate, pushing the value higher and higher until it reaches astonishing levels, like $420,000. Authentication is essential in determining such value. Before a coin can be sold for such a high price, it must be carefully examined by professional grading services. Experts analyze every detail, including the coin's weight, composition, design features, and any unusual characteristics. Once the coin is verified and officially graded, it gains credibility and trust in the marketplace. Buyers feel confident knowing that the coin is genuine and that its rarity has been confirmed by professionals. There is also a deeper appeal connected to the history of the coin itself. The Jefferson nickel has been a part of American currency since 1938, representing both historical significance and artistic design. A coin from 1964 carries decades of history, connecting collectors to a specific era in time. This emotional and historical connection adds another layer of value beyond the physical coin. What makes this story truly exciting is the possibility that coins like this could still be out there. They might be sitting unnoticed in old jars, hidden in drawers, or even circulating in everyday change. Most people never take the time to closely examine their coins, which is why these rare discoveries continue to happen. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. It's not just about collecting. It's about top 5. The 1985 Washington quarter, in circulated extra-fine condition with visible scratches, can fetch an astonishing $500,000. On the front of this quarter, you'll see the iconic portrait of George Washington, which has graced the coin since 1932. His profile is sharp, dignified, and detailed, even on a coin that has been circulated for decades. The reverse features the traditional eagle, its wings spread over a carefully sculpted bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath. It's a design that has become instantly recognizable, yet this particular 1985 quarter carries a unique distinction that sets it apart from millions of others struck that year. Millions of Washington quarters were minted in 1985 at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with a P to indicate their origin. Most of these coins have remained in circulation or in standard collections, and the majority are only worth their face value or slightly more to collectors. So what makes this specific coin so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, demand, and subtle variations that are not immediately obvious to the untrained eye. This quarter is distinguished by its large date variety, a detail that can make a significant difference in value. Coin experts and collectors study the spacing, height, and thickness of the numbers in the date, looking for slight deviations from the standard strike. Even a small variation can identify a coin as part of a rare subset that few collectors have seen. In some cases, these differences may be due to a unique die used during the minting process, creating a coin that stands out among millions. Minting errors can also contribute to a coin's extreme value. During production, coins are struck under immense pressure using metal dies. If the die shifts, is damaged, or otherwise deviates from the norm, it can produce subtle but detectable anomalies. These could include doubling of the date, minor misalignments, or differences in the lettering. While these errors may seem like imperfections, to a collector, they are prized features that make the coin rare and unique. The condition of this coin is described as circulated and extra fine, with visible scratches. Normally, the most valuable coins are those in perfect, uncirculated condition, showing no signs of wear. However, for a coin as rare as this Washington quarter, its uniqueness outweighs its physical imperfections. Extra fine means the coin retains excellent detail despite circulation. George Washington's profile remains clear, the lettering is crisp, and the eagle on the reverse still shows remarkable definition. The scratches and wear tell a story of the coin's journey, how it changed hands over the years, traveled through countless pockets, and survived decades of use. These marks add character while maintaining the coin's collectible significance. Another key factor in the coin's value is the high level of demand among collectors. Rare coins generate excitement, especially when they surface unexpectedly. Collectors from around the world will compete for a coin like this, driving the price to extraordinary heights. Bidding wars can escalate quickly, with buyers willing to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars to secure a piece that few others can claim. That is how a quarter, something we typically see as worth 25 cents, can reach a staggering $500,000. Authentication is crucial in this process. Before a coin can command such a high price, it must be verified by professional grading services. Experts examine the coin for authenticity, assess the details, and identify what makes it special. Once a coin is certified, it becomes a trusted piece in the marketplace, and buyers are confident that they are acquiring a genuine rarity. Certification adds credibility, which is especially important for coins of this value. Beyond monetary value, there is also historical and emotional appeal. The Washington quarter has been a part of American currency for nearly a century, representing both history and artistry. Owning a rare example of this coin is more than just an investment. It is a connection to American heritage. Even a coin minted in 1985 carries decades of history, bridging the past and present, and creating a sense of pride for collectors who recognize its significance. What makes this story truly exciting is that coins like this could still be out there, hiding in jars, drawers, or even circulating unnoticed in everyday transactions. Many collectors have discovered rare coins in the most unlikely places, proving that treasures can exist in plain sight. Paying attention to the date, mint mark, and small variations in the design can turn an ordinary coin into a potentially life-changing find. In the end, this 1985 Washington quarter dollar reminds us that value is not always obvious. A coin that seems ordinary, scratched, and circulated can carry an extraordinary secret, transforming it into a prize worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a striking example of how small details, rarity, and collector demand can turn a simple piece of currency into a remarkable treasure, waiting for someone with the knowledge and eye to recognize its true worth. Top 6. This 1979 quarter in circulated, very fine condition with a large date can fetch an astonishing $510, zeroth. It's a remarkable reminder that even the most familiar objects can hold extraordinary value. On the obverse of this coin, you'll see the iconic portrait of George Washington, a design that has been used since 1932. Despite its circulation, the details on Washington's profile remain sharp, showing his determined expression and the subtle features that make this design instantly recognizable. On the reverse, the classic eagle with outstretched wings is displayed above a bundle of arrows and olive branches. This design has been a symbol of American heritage for decades, and yet this 1979 quarter has a rare characteristic that sets it apart from the millions of others minted that year. Millions of Washington quarters were produced at the Denver Mint in 1979, all marked with a D-Mint mark. Most of these coins remained in circulation or entered collections, and the majority are only worth their face value or slightly more to collectors. So, what makes this particular coin so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, minting details, and collector demand. This quarter features a large date variety, which is one of the primary reasons for its extreme value. In coin collecting, even minor differences in the date can create a rare variety. The size, spacing, and style of the numbers may vary slightly depending on the dies used at the mint. For collectors, these small variations are significant. A coin with a large date from 1979 is not just another quarter, it's a specific and rare variety that many collectors actively seek. Minting errors are another reason coins like this become so valuable. During production, coins are struck using metal dies under immense pressure. If a die shifts, becomes damaged, or is misaligned, it can produce subtle but unique variations in the coin. These errors can include doubled images, minor misalignments, or unusual features in the lettering or date. While these may appear as flaws to the casual observer, to collectors, they are proof of rarity, making the coin a prized addition to any collection. The condition of this coin also plays a role in its value. It is circulated very fine, with visible scratches, which tells a story about its life in everyday transactions. Extra details remain clear despite the wear. George Washington's profile is well defined. The lettering on the obverse and reverse is legible, and the eagle's design is still intact. While uncirculated coins often command the highest prices, extreme rarity can outweigh condition. In this case, the coin's rarity and unique features far surpass the impact of wear and scratches. Scratches and signs of circulation also add character. Each mark is a testament to the coin's journey through time, how it passed from person to person, changing hands in stores, pockets, and wallets. These small imperfections do not diminish its value. Instead, they tell the story of an ordinary coin that became extraordinary because of its rarity. Collector demand is another crucial factor driving the price. Rare coins, especially those with unique features like a large date or minting anomalies, create excitement in the marketplace. Serious collectors from around the world are willing to pay extraordinary sums to acquire coins that few others can claim. Auctions for coins like this 1979 quarter can become highly competitive, pushing the price into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is how a quarter, something most people think of as just 25 cents, can reach over $500,000 in value. Authentication and grading are essential in establishing the coin's worth. Before a coin can sell for such a high price, it must be thoroughly examined by professional grading services. Experts check for authenticity, verify minting details, and identify the features that make the coin rare. Once certified, the coin gains credibility and trust among buyers, ensuring that collectors can invest confidently in this unique piece. There is also a historical dimension that adds to the appeal. The Washington quarter has been an iconic part of American currency for decades. Even a coin from 1979 carries historical significance, connecting collectors to a specific period in time. Owning a rare 1979 quarter is more than just an investment. It's a link to history, artistry, and craftsmanship that is part of the broader story of American coinage. What makes this story particularly exciting is the possibility that coins like this may still exist, hidden in plain sight. They could be in coin jars, tucked away in drawers, or even still circulating in everyday change. Most people never examine their coins closely, which is exactly why rare discoveries like this continue to happen. Paying attention to details such as date, mint mark, and subtle design variations can uncover treasures that have been overlooked for decades. In the end, this remarkable 1979 Washington quarter dollar reminds us that value is not always obvious. A small, circulated coin with scratches can carry an extraordinary secret, transforming it into a prized collectible worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.